What's happening, gang? Danny Koker here, aka The Count. I'm doing some question and answer sessions with you guys because y'all ask great questions, and I'm trying my best to answer as many questions as I can. Right now, we're answering questions based on some of the videos that we've posted. This video is the car he couldn't keep video, and I'm going to try and answer some questions that y'all asked about that particular video. This comes to me from Team Trouble 2003. Not to dive too deep into your personal life, but what does the Count take his vampirus out on the town in? A lot of different things, Team Trouble 2003. I usually try to be classy, so it would be something like maybe my 1974 Stutz Black Hawk. That's a good car. I've got a 1972 Lincoln Mark IV that is so unbelievably cool. That's another great classy ride to go out in. I also enjoy going out in Cadillacs. My 69 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, oh yeah. And depending on the mood, Superfly. 72 Eldorado, Dunham coach, Superfly Cadillac. Good stuff right there. Good question, thank you. John Stamper. This channel is going to blow up. Thank you, John. Spread the good word. Tell all the cool kids this channel's blowing up. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You rock. You rock. Rabbit 16. Danny, do you still have your mom's car? And what is the condition that it is in? Yes, I do. Rabbit 16. I'm guessing you're referring to my mom's 1955 Chevy Bel Air convertible, turquoise and ivory, 283 V8, factory power steering, which runs off of the generator, power glide trans. Great car, power top. Yes, I have her. That car will not be leaving my collection at all, the good Lord willing. And the condition that she is in is impeccable. She is absolutely stunning from front to back, top to bottom, inside and out. I keep that car beautiful. I appreciate you asking and thank you for remembering. That's just a fantastic car. Thank you, bro. This comes from Roman 4. Danny, do you ever come across one of your previous cars just not being looked after? It's a good question, Roman. I do come across some of our previous cars. I do. But I must say that fortunately, they're being well taken care of and they're being well looked after. I cannot say that I have come across any of my cars that I am completely disappointed in how people have handled it. So they're being taken care of. But thanks for asking. I appreciate it because they mean a lot to me. They're always my cars, even when they go, even if I sell one. I always say it's still mine. I'm gonna just let you have it for a while, and I'm happy with the way people are treating my stuff. Thank you. This comes from Dustin Degenhart. One I'd like to know, simply because I have one, is how would Danny build a 1972 F-250 for himself? Whew. 72 F-250, that's a great truck, man. There's a couple of different ways that I would go for myself. Knowing me as a street rod guy, it would probably be low to the ground. It would probably have a nice downhill California rake to it. It would probably have a nice big block in it and a posi rear end and some nasty sounding exhaust. That's one option as a nice, really cool street rod truck. Another option on a 72 F-250 is a terrific truck to do in a 4x4 vibe, you know? Set it up. Get that thing off the ground. Get some big, spongy wheels and tires on that thing. And again, with a big block and some nasty exhaust on it. That's a great truck that you can do a lot of options with. But I see it two different ways. It's either a laid out street rod or it's a standing tall off-road type of a vehicle? Good question. Thanks, Dustin. This comes from Break the Bricks Down. What car got you started into wanting to build custom cars? Love the show and all the guys. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And the guys are great, and we all appreciate you. We appreciate your support. I got a great team. The car that got me started in wanting to do custom cars, the car that got me bit was the car that my father brought home when I was 8 or 9 years old, and that's his 66 Mustang GT350, which I'm so blessed to still have her, and she sits on the showroom floor. So if you ever come to Count's Customs, take a tour, wander around, you can see that. As a kid growing up, I used to go down in the garage, at nighttime, and just explore that car, every bit of it. And that car really kind of got me going. And then the first car that I really hands-on customized was my first personal car, which was a 1979 Z28 Camaro, and I still have her. And one of these days, I'm going to restore that car. It's fully custom. It's a really neat car. I customized it when I was 17 years old, and to this day, she's still with me. She just needs restoration. She's been sitting for a long time, so I'll share that restoration with you when we do it. But thanks for the question. I appreciate it. This comes from Devon Treat 95. My question for you, Danny, is this. Out of all the great projects you've done for your customers or for your employees, what are some of the cars or bikes that you loved most building? Mine would be the Zombie Ford you did for Rob Zombie and the bike you made for Tommy Lee. Man, Devin, great taste. That truck for Rob Zombie was wicked cool. That truck was had so much attitude. It was unbelievably cool. I really loved that one. And the motorcycle for Tommy Lee, actually building it twice because of that accident where he got run over by a car, was bad. And that was one of my personal favorite bikes as well. I'm going to give you a personal favorite bike build. A bike that I referred to as LS3, LS being the lane splitter, which is skinny choppers. LS1 was one of my favorites. LS2 was a good bike, but LS3 was a bike that I had built for myself. Really cool bike, and was really planning on keeping her forever. She was ultra skinny, long, low, just a tiny cool chop. But a guy came in from Texas, I'll never forget. He saw it in a magazine, and he came in from Texas, and he said, I am here to buy that bike. And I tried to talk him into buying anything else on my floor, but he's like, no, I came here for that bike. So he made me one of those Godfather offers I couldn't refuse, and that bike, last I heard, lives in Texas. So I hope that answers that question for you. This is from Marvin Jr. Hey Danny, has Horny Mike talked you into letting him put horns on a project yet? I so want to come and visit your shop and see all your collection and meet your work, because you guys do an awesome job. Marvin, thank you very, very much. I appreciate that, man. Myself and my team, thank you. We work very, very hard to do fun things and cool things for people, and I appreciate you noticing, and it is a team effort, so thanks for the props on the entire team. As far as letting Horny Mike put horns on anything of mine personal, no. Thank you, Marvin. Okay, we move on to another video that we did, and I'm going to answer some questions regarding the video that is entitled, Why Count? So, first question regarding that. Silly question. This comes from Brian Varansky. Silly question. I know, but what is your honest opinion of the Ford Edsel? Brian, that's actually, it's not a silly question. For a lot of people, it would be a silly question. I think the Ford Edsel was a genius car. It really was. It was way ahead of its time. It was loaded with incredible options and things that you really didn't see on a lot of cars, you know. And You know, Edsel was Henry Ford's son, and you know, Edsel had a lot of health issues, and Henry Ford really wanted to do something nice for his son, and he kind of went all out on a really neat car, and of course named it after Edsel. The Edsel's gotten a lot of crap over the years. People have picked on it over the years. But if you really stop and take the time and look at an Edsel, in my opinion, it was ahead of its time. And in my opinion, I think a lot of the styling cues on that car are really beautiful and really neat and make it extremely unique to this day. It got a bad rap. People have picked on the Edsel forever. In my opinion, it's a cool car. Very good question. I appreciate that. This is from Unicorn Vomit 69. Again, I love that name. Thank you. What's your favorite, rarest muscle car? You ask a tough question for me to try to answer off of the top of my head. Favorite, rarest muscle car. I'm a fan of the Boss 429s. Boss 429 Mustang, great muscle car and rare. I'm a big fan of the Superbirds. I love the Superbirds. They're just really neat cars. And along those lines, the Ford, the Torino 500s that they did were also a really cool muscle car and rare. Picking a favorite, it's tough for me. I love too many. I love too many. But I mean, those are just some right there. I also really dig the Cuda convertible, the Hemi Cuda convertible, which I think they only made 6 of. So there's rare for you right there. That's a wicked car too. Let's go on here. This comes to me from Thrash Metal and Fun Riffs. I like the message in this vid, man. It's exactly my experience when visiting your shop over 20 years ago. Thank you for coming here over 20 years ago, by the way, because you know I'm not just some TV show. I've been doing this for an awfully long time. When you were on a corner, a couple of stalls, like Cheyenne Indicator or something close. Yeah, we had a small shop years and years ago, and you know, been keeping it real all this time. Been keeping it real, building things that we love. Great team of guys. Some of my original guys, most of my original guys are still with me after all of these years. And we're just blessed to be able to do what we love to do. And that's build cool bikes, build cool cars, listen to cool music, and put smiles on people's faces, man. So thanks for remembering and thanks for noticing.